Are you doing actual work or busy work? We're going to find out today with my guest here on Mindset Matters More. I'm Andy, and today we're welcoming Nancy Trube. Today, so thrilled to welcome her. She's the founder of Task Tiger Virtual Assistant Services, hailing from Nampa, Idaho. As a former military spouse who's lived in 7 states and returned home to Idaho just 4 years ago, Nancy brings a wealth of adaptability and resilience to her work. Her team partners with women entrepreneurs to simplify operations, handling social media support, email marketing, and CRM setup so you can reclaim your time, scale your business. When she's not streamlining success, Nancy enjoys wine, pickleball, and quality time with friends and family. Nancy, thanks for joining us today. I'm so excited to have you.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We have had such a great conversation around tasks and how they can really detract from doing the actual work for the entrepreneur. So I wanted to ask you very specifically, what are some of the tasks that you think that a lot of entrepreneurs really like to hold on to rather than handing it off to somebody who might be more capable for doing? What's the general idea? I know for myself as a recovering controlaholic, task that I have to do it because I need it my way. But what are some tasks that you have found have been the go-to for most people?
Most of my clients want social media marketing done for them, because they either love it or they hate it. And most people are like, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to do it. Because the problem is they'll sit there on their computer and they just stare at the screen and they're doing this every day. And they're like, I don't even know what to post today. And so that is wasting so much time by spending every morning just stressing about what they're going to post every day.
Oh, absolutely. And I have found that when I get inspiration, it'll be 8:00 at night, right before I go to bed. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then I forget. Or the next day, I'm just not as inspired by it. So offloading that seems like it would be so good for me, except like I said, I'm a little controlaholic. Do you find that when you start to offload these things, what's the rate of increase for people's businesses once they take these tasks off their plate?
I don't know the exact rate, but it opens so much more time for them. And, they think about, okay, I'm buying time, but what you're really buying is helping you step in to be the leader in your business that you were meant to be, and not trying to be the person who does absolutely everything.
Yeah. And I think that as an entrepreneur, we have to learn to delegate, right? That's the major word. How was Task Tiger founded?
Okay, so Task Tiger was founded because, like I mentioned, I was a military spouse. And so my whole life, I got a job every 2 years we moved. And so I got a new job every time. And it was usually an admin assistant, and then it was executive assistant. And I found myself back in Idaho, and I decided that I didn't want to work the corporate job anymore, that I wanted to have a flexible job and work for myself and be able to take care of things like my parents and my grandkids and all of that. So I decided to try virtual assisting, had always heard of it, never had done it myself, but it was in my wheelhouse, and I was super excited to be able to jump in and do that. And I love to help women entrepreneurs who are getting started in their business, who need a little extra help with some of the tasks, and to just kind of show them what they can really do in their business if they'll hand over these things.
I find that when you lean into what you know and you see, hey, this is actually a problem for some people, and you can marry what you love, what you know, to helping people solve a problem, that it just creates magic. Now, what part of the Task Tiger is it that you absolutely love?
I love helping women entrepreneurs with a variety of things. We love helping with social media, email marketing, because as you know, you don't own your social media platform. And also CRMs, work in the CRM systems, getting them set up and maintaining them for people. So, they're spending the time on the social media, making sure people know they're open for business. And then with the email marketing, we know that's where we get our audience to know, like, and trust us. So then they would be more likely to do business with us. And then the CRM system is for keeping track of your clients, keeping track of your audience of people who are interested in what you do, so you can build your business.
Well, I was just going to ask, what is CRM? I don't even know.
Sorry. Yep. A CRM is a customer relationship management. It's a program where you'll have your leads in there, you'll have your clients in there, and you can track when you last spoke to them, what you said, and you can schedule follow-ups in there so you know when to follow up with them next.
Okay, so are you like, and I'm so sorry if I'm simplifying this, but is basically what you're providing the services of executive assistants, or does it go deeper than that?
Oh, it goes deeper than that. There's a lot of tech involved in the background, and I love working on the background and getting systems working the way that they should be, and getting the business owner to use them so it will help them improve their business, help them to get out there in front of people.
Do you think that when you help to take these more technical stuff off of the plate of the entrepreneur, that it's really allowing the entrepreneur to, work in their zone of genius? I mean, like, I have done a lot of podcasts on zone of genius, and that's really focusing in on what their main skill is.
Exactly. I'm so glad you mentioned the zone of genius, because I was going to speak on that too, is that your zone of genius is the work that energizes you and creates the biggest results for you. And so you're not being drained by doing these tasks that are just so draining to you. Maybe it's, managing your email. Maybe it's, maybe social media drains you. But it's working, like you said, in your zone, the thing that lights you up, the thing that you love to do. And so when you have the time and opportunity to stay in your zone of genius, you are getting things done instead of working in a zone of stress. I find that if, people that are trying to do their social media and they're just so stressed about it because they're like, I don't even know what to post. Am I even making sense? Am I speaking to my audience? All of those things they stress about. And if they could hand that over to someone and just say, okay, you take care of this. I'm going to work over here in my lane, and I'm going to create something.
Yeah. So how about you as an entrepreneur? What have been some things that you have found that you've needed to delegate building your business?
Oh, I have delegated quite a bit. When I first started in my business, I hired my first VA, and she took over slowly. She started taking over my social media. I trained her on how to do that. She's learned a lot in the 4 years she's been with me, and so it was a lot of the social media stuff. It was making the graphics. It was creating the reels after I had recorded the videos. It was a lot of that stuff, and also organizing my email, doing any data entry that I needed, like spreadsheets or anything like that, taking care of those tasks that are pretty mundane, and it's like, that's not moving my business. It's not creating revenue for me. So that was probably the number one thing I handed over, was the social media.
Oh, yeah. So I found that, so I have my YouTube channel and I do all these videos. And for me, I was always the one who did the editing for them. And my coach was like, you hate doing that. Why are you doing that? And I was like, oh, because it only takes me 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. It's not that big a deal. I have plenty of time to do it. She's like, but you hate it. You're injecting a lot of this negative energy into your business that you don't need to, hand it to somebody who does this for a living. Hand it to somebody who's going to edit it a lot better. The time that you're spending in that negative energy is not worth it. And I didn't have this ability to conceptualize that, but I thought, my coach, she's never wrong. So I'm like, I'm going to just try this. So I offloaded my videos to someone, like absolutely love her. Anne, I know you're editing this one, so love you. And I tell you, just recuperating that energy, like, no, I don't have to do the editing, to know I don't have, like, that's not on my plate. I just send it off and magic happens and I get this beautiful, like, YouTube. The energy behind that is just so powerful. So how do you, I don't want to use the word convince, but how do you like help entrepreneurs to like understand that what you're doing is giving them back not only their time, but their energy, but like being able to do that? Like, how do you like walk me through that process?
So, is what I like to have them do is have them write down exactly what they do every single day for a week. And so then they can see the tasks that they do. If they can take that task and do it once and create an SOP, which is a video recording, it's standard operating procedures. It's a video recording of some task that you do. You record that video once and you hand it off to someone and you let go of it. It's going to get done by that person. It may not be perfect. It may not be how you always want it done, but it'll get done. And sometimes you have to let go of perfection and just let it get done. Have them, write down exactly what they do every single day. And okay, what out of these tasks can we delegate? Can you let go of? Can someone else actually do for you? And it would be good enough that you could say, okay, I'm going to let go of that. So then you could focus on the bigger things in your business that you need to take care of and that only you can do. So you want to give up the things that other people can do for you and that isn't creating revenue for you directly, and hand that over.
Perfection is the death of good enough, right? And
Yes.
Trying to get like me to like wrestle this stuff out of me. But I'm learning slowly that it's like, yeah, no, somebody's going to do it better, faster. And, not in the way that I thought, but in like a way that is amazing. Like it might not be my way, but it'll still be equally amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, they can take what you absolutely can't let go of. Like, let's say it's a social media post or something, and there's something you want to tweak on it. They can tweak it for you and they say, okay, is this good enough for your approval?
Oh, absolutely. So when you are working with clients and you're helping them, what has been like the biggest impact that you've personally seen in a business?
I work with health coaches, or one of my clients, and I want to say that there are some that are they don't understand tech as well as someone else. Here's something that is maybe not their zone of genius. So it's by handing that over to our agency and us getting the tech up for them. And I'm talking about landing pages where that's where they would have their clients go to sign up for a coaching program. So we're doing the stuff in the background where they don't have, it's not necessarily their zone of genius and they don't have to worry about that. They just hand it over and they know it's going to be done and it's going to be done well. So I think that really, really helps them, because a lot of times if they don't know the tech, it kind of holds them back. They're like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to do this health coaching because I don't know how to do that stuff. How am I ever going to do it? And so it's just realizing that there are specialists out there. There are people that can help them with that.
Yeah. And I think that especially when it comes to tech, when it comes to social media, when it comes to, a lot of people will say, like, that's not for me. Like, I got to keep it old school. Like, just word of mouth or pen to paper. And are losing a lot of opportunity because they think, well, I have to do it all, rather than offloading it to somebody else who can generate more revenue, and it'll like eventually pay for itself. You know what I mean?
Right. Because a lot of that time can be spent, reaching out to prospects. I mean, getting them on your calendar, actually have a phone call with them, speaking to them. And in those interactions so that they can know, like, and trust you. I mean, that's the name of the game is people want relationships now. They want to get to know the person that's behind the social media, behind the camera, all of that, so they can know you.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I was having a conversation with a friend about how, when you're on social media, like, it's telling your story. It's people getting to know who you are. Like we're not the Tony Robbins and the Mel Robbins, like, that we've been on there and we've got all these millions and millions of followers. But the reason that these people became so relatable was because they told their story. And that's what people want. It's like, I might not have 100 million followers, but what I do have are the people who follow me, who know me, who listen to me because I have shared a part of myself. And I think that sort of switching from like, hey, I know this, this, and this, to I know this, this, and this because I've been through this, this, and this, right?
Right. Yeah. I had originally been in network marketing, and so I got out of it for a while and then got back into it in 2020. And when that all started, it was all different because it was social media now, and it was doing live videos. And like, what is this? I mean, what happened to just messaging people and stuff? And the game had changed. And so there was a lot to learn for sure. And then there's some people who just don't want to do that. But if the noise is so loud on social media, that there's so many people come at you, selling you things, that you really need to, I keep going back to that know, like, and trust factor, but it's so true. You really need to just show your face, let them know who you are, and don't just show like a logo for your profile photo or anything like that, because people, they want to connect to a person. They want to buy from a person. They want to trust you. And once they do that, it's golden, because they're yeah.
And in this time of AI, I think that we are leaning way more towards people who want somebody who's real, not just, AI generated pictures, AI generated content, AI generated, like, it's one thing to use AI as a tool rather than using AI like as the main component of your business, because people can smell BS even through the camera, right?
Yes. I did one of those photos on AI the other day. I uploaded my headshot, and I'm like, oh, look at my perfect teeth and how white they are. And I was just like, they've changed it so much. It's not the real you. It's not. Any way you try to finagle it, it's just not you.
Right. And then the ramification of that too is that even if they did buy from the AI version of you, once they see you, there's going to be that disconnect of like, wait, but that's not what I bought. You're not who I bought. That's not what it was.
Right.
So it's really great that you give back the opportunity to people to be their authentic self by helping them with social media. So what does that mean, helping them with social media, in terms of like what you offer?
Okay. So we can do almost everything with social media. The only thing we don't do is create the videos of the person. They need to create those videos themselves and send them to us. But we will create a reel from the video. We will do carousels. If you know what a carousel is, it's just photos, and it's like more than one photo is a carousel, or one or more graphic is a carousel. We'll do those. We can do regular posts. But we also can do the captions, which is the copywriting or the text that goes on a social media post. We can also post those for them too. So we can create it from the video or not a video, and we can do the graphics, we can do the captions, and then we can post it for them also.
So let me push back here. So what's the difference between using AI for a caption and having someone copyright it?
And I like to use AI as a tool, like you were saying, and a tool to, come up with this idea, but then you need to get to know the client and their voice and their personality. Like for myself, I would say that I'm warm, inviting, conversational. I don't like my words to be stuffy or proper or anything like that, because that's not who I am. And so that's kind of what we do with clients, is we need to get into their head and find their voice and speak that way to their audience.
Okay. And so how does that happen? Like, how does that even work? That, like, I mean, I'm assuming that this is an ongoing relationship, right? It's not just like,
they tell us how they want to speak. Like, do they want it to be conversational? Do they want it to be formal? Do they want it to be, hey, it's my best friend sitting across the table, and that's who I'm talking to? And that's kind of like how I want to feel. And I think most people are that way. They want to come across as, hey, I'm your friend. We're having coffee together. We're sitting down and having conversation. But we have that conversation with our clients and ask them what they're looking for, what their voice is like, what they want to be portrayed as.
yeah. So there is definitely a line of having this machine write something that is kind of impersonal versus getting to know them and kind of embodying what they want, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't want to sound stuffy and write something for a client who wanted something totally different, because they're going to come back and say, this isn't me. This is not what I wanted. So let's try again.
Yeah. And I've definitely had, some AI like copyright that I'm just like, I would never say that word like that. Like, these words are, that's like a $2 word. Like, I would never ever speak like that. Like, that's just not how I speak. And it's very much like you have to still rewrite it anyways. What about the Test Tiger is it that you feel like has really helped entrepreneurs the most in terms of like just being able to be authentic with themselves?
I think it's it starts with social media. It starts with them showing who they are, maybe in their stories too. Like in Instagram and Facebook, there's the stories where it's kind of like behind the scenes. I try to get them to do videos of themselves, a day in the life of you doing your job, like a realtor. I have realtor clients, and like one of what we like to see from them is them doing their job, like putting up a sign in someone's yard that the house is for sale, and maybe showing them at an open house, and showing personal things too, like with their family and who they are as a person too. And that helps them to be more authentic, and people get to know them that way.
And I think authenticity is the name of the game, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and, I just find your business to be so fascinating because it encompasses like a lot of the areas that I feel like entrepreneurs aren't like, that's not their zone of genius, right? Just to bring that term back. And it encompasses a lot of areas where it's like, that they can have our personal touch to them, like the email marketing and the social media and like all this, like that. It's like, but it's still not us. Like, it's still not where we're geniuses at. Like, for me, the coaching is like my jam, but like, get me to write an email, and I'm like, I can't speak. Like, because the conversation is very different than conveying it on email, right?
It is, and it's hard as a person who, like, maybe a person doesn't like to write, or they don't think they're a good writer, when all actuality they probably are. They just have to speak from the heart. But having that help with the email marketing, getting your voice from how you speak in a conversation to the paper is a skill that we like to help people with, because email marketing is so important. Because again, like I said, social media platforms we don't own, so it could go down in a day. And then if all of your contacts are on social media, it goes down. What are you going to do? So that's how I like to tell people about email marketing, how important it is in your business. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then we'd be glad to help you with that. Help you, get your voice and have it come across as it's really coming from you personally.
Yeah, I just saw this, and I'm probably misquoting the statistics, so I'm probably going to butcher this, but it was something on the order of 90% of people check their email at least once a day. And email marketing, it has been one of the greatest tools that I have discovered for my own business. And so really leaning into finding a niche way to be able to do the email marketing, because it's not just oh, there's a sale. I'm a coach.
Right.
I'm not on sale. So what is it for? What is email marketing for? For people who aren't really selling goods.
So I like to look at it this way. So social media is you're sitting on your front porch and your neighbors are walking by, or maybe you haven't met these neighbors, but you're waving at them and you're saying hi because, you're the nice neighbor. Email marketing is inviting them into your living room and sitting down and having a cup of coffee with them. And you're getting deep in conversation with them. So email marketing is a lot of you just telling about your life, stories about your life, that pertain to your business or what you're offering them. And a lot of that, like you said, is not selling all the time. It's building a relationship in there. So that's how I like to kind of visualize it for people, is it's getting into a conversation, inviting them into your home and having coffee with them.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I'm about to send out my Valentine's Day one, and I really feel like that captures the heart behind it. That it's very much hey, let's talk. Let's have a conversation about love. Let's have a conversation about, really diving in deep into a topic that I really would talk about with my clients. So it's not just hey, buy this thing from me. Hey, do this thing, watch this video, like this thing, or do. It's really hey, how you doing? Let's talk. Let's think about this theme that's coming up. That's very important these days. And so I definitely think that welcoming them into my home for a cup of coffee is such a perfect analogy for it.
Yeah, it really is, because people are but social media is just so well. Some people think it's easier than doing email marketing, because you have to really write from your heart, like you were saying. And social media is I'm just out there where people don't really know me. They don't get the inside stories about me, but it's so very important to get to know your clients and your prospects and people that you want to just hang with.
Yeah. So, do you find that it's easy to have these entrepreneurs do the email marketing? I mean, I think it's integral, but I feel like a lot of business coaches, they say do email marketing because it's kind of fallen to the wayside.
I think people aren't sure how to do it. I think that they're okay, so if I start sending out email newsletters, we call them, so what do I say? And it's all connected to, what are you saying on social media? You could say the same thing, but you could go a little deeper in email marketing. You could give them value in email marketing, where you're not always giving people value when on social media. You do sometimes, but not all the time. And in your email newsletters, you could give them value, and then they are appreciating that you're giving something of value, and then they're wanting to follow you for more. They're wanting to read your newsletters. I really think I have been told this from the day one of starting my business, was that build your email marketing list, because there have been a few times that Instagram, Facebook have been shut down for the day, and people don't know what to do. It's what do I do? Well, you go to your email list. So I ran across some people who were doing a workshop that day or something. They were putting one on, and social media went down. And luckily they had either their phone numbers or their emails, so they could email that out to them and say, we're still going, and here's the link for that. So I think it's important, very important. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the apocalypse would happen if social media goes down, right? But I will still have my email list. I will still communicate with people. Hopefully that never goes away. Just saying. So, what do you think is a sweet spot for email marketing? Like, do you think it's something daily, weekly, depending on the business or what's happening?
It depends on, I would say, the business and also what you can commit to. So if you want to be consistent, I mean, I had a client that she owns a painting company, and she is now sending out, with my help, a email newsletter once a month, and once a month is good for her. For myself, I'm doing once a week because I want to get in front of people, and I want them to get to know me better. And so I'm sending out once a week. It just depends, whatever you can commit to. So don't start sending it weekly and then eventually you're going monthly. I mean, you really need to be consistent. I would say maybe if you're just starting an email newsletter, to start with once a month. And then try that for a few months. And then if you can keep consistent, if you want to increase it to every 2 weeks, try that for a bit to see if that works for you.
Yeah, my thing has been like once a month because that's about as creative writing as I could possibly get, that I could have a full conversation with somebody via email. So I also have found that, like, for me, a month, but I always see online that it's got to be like every week, or sometimes you can even do specific campaigns that would be like a finite 15-day, like every day kind of a thing, but like you're building on something or teaching something. And so I found that there have been some ingenious ways in which people actually use email marketing. I don't know why I'm honing in on email marketing. I think it's just because it's like really in the forefront of my brain because I'm about to send this one out. But it's so fascinating to me that like this, and I'm going to say this, but it's like it's an old way of communicating, but everybody still uses it so frequently. Like, yeah. I mean, we don't even talk on the phone anymore. Like, we're always texting or, voice notes, but it's like, email that has been around for 3+ decades is like still the majority of the way that we communicate with one another still, and which is amazing.
Right. Yeah. I remember back in the day when I used to get letters in the mail from friends and stuff. It was like, that was the best. And now when you get a letter in the mail, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so special. We're so used to the email marketing and the quick way of getting things. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So, Nancy, let me know, what are you working on? I know you said that you're having something coming up in March, and this is gonna air after it happens. But tell me, what is it? What kind of workshops do you host? What are some things that you work on with people?
So this workshop is about using AI in your social media marketing, and how to use it as a tool to help you get it done quicker. You're going to give it a prompt to be able to create the social media quickly, rather than staring at your computer for 3 hours and not knowing what you're gonna post. So I do all sorts of workshops. I do about 4 a year, and it just depends on what I can see that entrepreneurs need in the marketplace. What do they need help with? Do they need help with writing email newsletters? Do they need help with, social media, or how to set up systems and workflows in their business so that once they get a client, that they can nurture them and have a relationship with them. One of the things I am offering is I have a guide. It's called the AI Marketing Systems Starter Kit. So this is an amazing guide that can help you get started on using AI as a tool in your social media marketing. And I would love for everyone to have access to that. And you can also reach me on our website at tasktigervas.com. And you can just click on the AI guide and it'll pop up for you.
That's amazing. And so I'm assuming that that's also the way they get in touch with you if they're looking for virtual assistant help or any of these other tools that you have on your website, right?
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Thank you so much, Nancy. I think it is so important for the entrepreneur to be able to have these tools so that they can work in their zone of genius, like we were talking about, and that, you know, they can really put their best foot forward and really love their passion rather than having parts of it that they hate. So you're doing an incredible service for our entrepreneurs, and just deeply from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You know, I absolutely love entrepreneurship and have found that, you know, delegating all those things that, you know, aren't what I really love has helped me to just really embody being a coach, has really helped me to embody being, you know, an interviewer on YouTube. And so what you do, I think, is such an amazing enterprise, and just thank you from the world.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great being here.
Oh, awesome. And everybody, remember, get in touch with Nancy if you're looking for some help for all those tasks that like you don't love, because it's going to help you just to elevate your own business. So everybody, you know how to reach me. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.